Byju's needs to win the trust of its 75 shareholders. एक लेटेस्ट रिपोर्ट के अकॉर्डिंग बायजू सिलेक्ट इन्वेस्टर्स से $1 बिलियन की फंडिंग जुटाने की कोशिश कर रहा है। हालांकि पिछले कुछ महीनों से बायजूस की तरफ से मिल रहे सिग्नल्स अच्छे नहीं हैं। वो बहुत तेजी से अपने स्टाफ को कम कर रहे हैं। And on top of that, Byju's defaulted on its loan repayment tranche over a technical issue, which is still pending in US courts. Byju's, at a recent meeting with its 75 key shareholders, Byju's had a tough time convincing them that the valuations were still intact. Expecting the valuation of Byju's to be still at $22 billion may be optimistic, especially if you consider the big write-off that major institutional investors in Byju's have already provided for. Byju's के पास फिलहाल दो चॉइसेस हैं, या तो प्रमोटर्स जल्दी से फंड रेज करें और कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस इशू एड्रेस करें, या फिर कंपनी पर कंट्रोल खोने का जोखिम उठाएं। कैन प्रमोटर्स लूज कंट्रोल ऑफ बायजूस? वेल, हम सभी ने देखा है कि फ्लिपकार्ट के साथ क्या हुआ। When the large investors were unhappy with the way the Flipkart founders were taking on the Amazon challenge, they brought in Kalyan Krishnamurthy to replace the promoters, who eventually moved out after Walmart took control. Byju Ravindran has close to 19% stake in Byju's, so he is better off than the founders of Flipkart. हालांकि बायजूस के वैल्यूएशंस में तेजी से गिरावट के साथ लगभग $1 बिलियन जुटाने का मतलब है substantial dilution of promoters' holding. Also, the institutional hold close to 65% in the company and their patience is already wearing thin. Byju's has to answer a number of questions very quickly and convincingly if the institutional investors have to feel comfortable with the current dispensation. What does that require? Defining the growth path for Byju's. ये कंपनी के लिए सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज है। पिछले कुछ महीनों से बायजूस अपना ज़्यादातर टाइम एक के बाद एक आए क्राइसिस से लड़ने में बिता रहा है। That has detracted them from their core growth strategy. Byju's has to be clear whether their future growth is going to be driven by inorganic or organic means. Of course, the price they pay for these buyers will also matter. On the organic front, the company has been gradually losing focus on its core content, and that has to come back. People still go to edtech companies for the quality of the content offered. That cannot be substituted with aggressive on-the-face marketing. However, there is a much bigger challenge for Byju's, and that is on the corporate governance front. The real challenge for Byju's would be addressing the governance challenge at the company. It all begins with the discipline of filing statutory reports on time. Byju's filed its FY21 financial results nearly 20 months late. It is yet to file its FY22 earning numbers at a time when most of the Indian companies has already filed FY23 numbers. It has now promised to file the financial year 22 numbers by September this year. But such delay is absolutely inexplicable. Then there is the more serious issues of its debt default over a disputable clause, as well as allegations by creditors that Byju's had hidden funds raised in the recent round to avoid paying the creditors. In the area of governance, it is all the perception that matters more than the reality, and at this point the perception is not good at all. Governance is something Byju's will have to address immediately. What is the road ahead for Byju's? Well, for Byju's Ravindran, the choice is between getting the act together quickly and losing control. With 19% stake, Ravindran still exercises clout, but that may not matter much if the institutions act as a single unit. This time around, Byju's must deliver on its fundraising commitments, avoid loan defaults, and quickly make up for the governance and disclosure lapses. Apparently, most investors still believe in edtech as an industry and the ability of Ravindran to pilot the company. The promoters have to make the best of this trust reposed on them. Options are getting limited and Byju's has to quickly deliver on promises. Well, आज के इस लाइव वीडियो सेशन को लाइक एंड शेयर ज़रूर करें एंड सब्सक्राइब टू blinkX for more such market related content.